Chapter 20. We Get Dangerously Fancy. Fancy Water had as much foot traffic as I would have expected from a perfume shop called Fancy Water, meaning none. Grover and I watched the place from across the street. Nobody went in, nobody went out. No one looked at us funny, and no polecats farted in our general direction. The facade was more low-key than IA's. Instead of big-picture windows, the main entrance was all frosted glass. I couldn't see inside and had no idea what might be waiting to kill us and or spritz us with fragrance. I could, however, sense a water spirit close by. It wasn't something I normally would have noticed. Like, I don't walk down the street and see little glowing blue dots pop up like I'm playing a Pokemon game. But once I've been told to be on the lookout for water spirits, I can put myself in that frame of mind. When I get close enough, I can pick up their presence, like I've walked into a microclimate where the air pressure's a little different. "A naiad's in there," I said. "Do you sense Gale at all?" Grover frowned. "I don't have wheel radar." "Polecat. Oh, stop it." I smiled. It felt good to be back to our normal banter, even if we were on a dangerous cologne-related stakeout. I knew we should march right into that shop. The day was a-wasting, and a mustelid's life might be at stake. But I hesitated. Maybe almost getting vaporized had made me wary. Or maybe I was learning to be as careful as I got older. Nah, that probably wasn't it. "I've been thinking about Gale's past," I said. "She was a mortal witch, right? Apparently really good at making potions." Grover nodded. "So, maybe she came down here looking for a place to hide out. Philomena figured out who she was. If Philomena offered her a job making whatever miracle is, Gale could be raking in the polecat bucks." I considered. If Gale feels appreciated, she might not want to leave. And if there are 3 more potion-throwing naiads involved... Grover shivered. This could get ugly. "You sure we don't want to buy some rain ponchos?" I wished I knew more about Greek witchcraft. I usually try to deal with such things by stabbing the magic maker as quickly as possible, and or running away. When it came to how fast a witch could zap, what they could zap you with, and how to prevent such zappage, I was completely in the dark. I don't think waterproof clothes are going to be enough, I decided. It's a store, right? Whoever's in there, they won't necessarily know who we are. Let's pretend to be customers. Except Philomena recognized you. I frowned. Right, and I have no idea where we met. Do you? Grover shook his head. It seemed like she knew you, not me. I could go in alone. No way. I tried to think. It wasn't easy without Annabeth to do 90% of it for me. Let's just bluff it out. We go in looking for a gift. If a naiad recognizes me, I'll improvise. Grover scratched his horns. Let me take the lead. Not to criticize your improv talents, but fine, I said. We can do this. I said this not because I believed it, but because 1, I wanted it to be true, and 2, I was impatient and needed to do something, even if that something was dangerous. We strolled across the street. Grover pushed open the door, which made a chirpy electronic welcome beep. Inside, the great wall of smell smacked me in the face. So much patchouli, ginger, and pumpkin that my eyes watered. Through the haze, I could make out a few glass display counters, 2 salon chairs, and behind the register and back, a lady reading a magazine. She looked a lot like Philomena, except her dark hair was longer. She wore a cosmetics lab coat over a pink dress, and had tortoiseshell sunglasses covering her eyes. Maybe because the smells in this place were so bright that they hurt. "Welcome," she said, without looking up from her magazine. She sounded glum, like she was used to losing sales. "Let me know if I can help you with anything." "Thanks," Grover said. I scanned the shop. There were no polecats on duty. No raw chicken carcasses or bags of weasel wafers. The place was spare and kind of depressing, but the sales lady was definitely a naiad. I could feel the water energy rolling off her like a river current. So far, she didn't seem to sense me. I wanted to keep it that way. Grover strode up to the counter, smiling. "I'm looking for a gift for my girlfriend. She's a juniper bush." The lady did a double take. I was across the room pretending to browse, but out of the corner of my eye I could see her reassessing Grover, realizing he was a satyr, and then switching into Greek myth mode, like, "Okay, you're magical. I'm magical. Let's make a deal." "I see." She gave him a cautious smile. "A juniper dryad. What's the occasion? Is it her bloom day?" "No, just an early Saturnalia present," Grover said. "If I don't do my holiday shopping ahead of time, I get overwhelmed." "Oh, I understand. Very thoughtful. Have you been in the shop before?" "I don't remember you." "No, but I've heard great things. Grover Underwood, Cloven Elder." He put out his hand. After a moment of shock, she shook it. "A Cloven Elder?" Her smile warmed to just above tepid. "It's an honor." "And your name is... Fancy?" he guessed. "I've heard you make the best water." She pursed her lips. like she was trying to stay polite and not yell at the VIP. My hand crept toward Riptide in case things went south, but Grover seemed to be selling his act as a harmless knucklehead, which was usually my role. Actually, it's Sylvie, said the Naiad. Sylvie? No, Sylvie with a B. Of course, Grover said. That is much fancier. So, what would you recommend for my juniper? Well, let's see. Sylvie scanned the display cases. Juniper pairs well with citrus, say grapefruit or orange. Citrus makes me sneeze, said Grover. A lot of things made Grover sneeze. It seemed to me he didn't need to share that information. I was afraid he'd forgotten why we were here, would actually end up leaving with a Saturnalia gift. Right, said Sylvie. Sneezing on her wouldn't be very romantic. Her eyes drifted to the case where I was standing, and trying to eavesdrop without being too obvious. Sylvie's eyes caught mine. Her expression frosted over with suspicion. You look familiar, she said. I'm sure we've met. I mumbled. Eloquence is one of my superpowers. Oh, he tags along with me a lot, Grover said. He's no one important. Ouch, I thought. But his tone seemed to do the trick. Sylvie returned her attention to display cases. Well, perhaps another wood scent, like cypress. Well, that sounds nice, Grover agreed. Though I've heard there is something new on the market. Something very exclusive. I'm pretty sure a friend of mine bought a bottle here recently. Something called Miracle? Sylvie recoiled. We don't sell that here. Cheap imitation magic. You must be confusing me with my sister, Philomena. If you're in the market for shoddy goods like that, you can find her shop just down the... Oh, my mistake, Grover said quickly. Sorry. My friend told me to avoid Miracle. I remember now. They said you make something much better. Sylvie wavered. I could tell she was battling several different feelings. Resentment, suspicion, but also the need to show off and make a sale. Miracle is a love potion hoax, she grumbled. I would never waste my time on such an inferior recipe. My newest product is much more exclusive. We only have a few vials left. She walked over to my display case, nearly backing me into the wall. Grover gave me a panicked look, then trotted after her. From the lowest shelf, Sylvie pulled a small blue box. The lid was embossed in gold. Spellbound. Ooh, Grover said. Fancy. Indeed, said Sylvie. An ancient recipe from one of the fanciest alchemists ever to mix potions. Rediscovered? Well, just this week, in fact. It's a fancy water exclusive. How do you rediscover the recipe? I asked. I knew immediately that I'd made a mistake by speaking. Sylvie's eyes narrowed. That's not important, she said. The air between us started to shimmer, water droplets collecting into a fine mist. Before we could start a miniature rainstorm, Grover intervened. I love this. How much? Sylvie smiled. For a cloven elder, I'm sure we can arrange the Friends and Forest discount. Only 1,000 golden drachmas. Grover gulped. What a deal. He sounded like he'd been sucking helium. Can you gift wrap it? Of course, said Sylvie. But first you should really try the scent, to make sure your girlfriend will like it. She opened the box and produced a glowing blue vial with a spritz top. She aimed it at Grover, who stepped back instinctively. Oh, you're right, Sylvie apologized. You wouldn't have the right chemistry profile for Spellbound. Your friend here is a better test subject. Before I could say blue's not my color, she spritzed me right in the face. I admit it, she outplayed me. The stuff got in my nostrils, my eyes, my mouth. It tasted exactly like I imagined Gale's weasel treats tasting, which wasn't good. Look, lady, I said. Then my mouth stopped working. My arms turned to sandbags. My legs crumpled. I crashed sideways onto the floor, completely paralyzed. Perfect! Sylvie knelt over me as Grover scrambled back, terrified. I remember you now, Percy Jackson, she said. Your friend is right. You're no one. Or at least, you're about to be.